Hello everybody, my name is Benji, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program, where last time we tested out the missile turret, we got some battlefield analysis bases up, and we also got ourselves some fancy little drones. I do absolutely love the drones. The thing that I don't love about the drones is how long it actually takes them to craft, just because of my overall throughput of different materials. Of course, we don't have any raw silica on this planet, so all of our silica has to come from stone, and unfortunately our stone throughput is just not great, and there's not really all that much we can do about it. We have a full 12 per second coming from this mine up here, but we don't really have all that much available to us in the first place. But the main order of business for today is actually going to be the stockpiling and the dealing with of our light oil problems at the moment. Because currently we are only using hydrogen for our red science. We don't have any other uses for hydrogen, other than, you know, we could do some hydrogen fuel cells, but I don't have any titanium, and I have not researched titanium yet. So we need ways to deal with light oil. And that kind of comes in two forms, the first of which is to turn it into plastic directly with some graphene, and then with some energetic graphite, some graphite. And the second is to turn it into graphene via sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is one of the best ways to go on ahead and get rid of this stuff, in my personal opinion. So we're going to set up a little bit of a thing for sulfuric acid and graphene, and then as well we are going to have ourselves some plastics. So in order to make all of this loveliness happen, we're going to need some water extractors, we're going to need some chem plants, of which I think I already have at least a few chemical plants. Yeah, I've got plenty in my inventory at the moment, so I don't really need to worry about that, at all. Looks like I'm gonna need some belts. I don't need any more oil refining plants, so that is all nice. Looks like our iron is about to be missing a node, which is a little bit unfortunate. We'll go on ahead and grab some more of those as well, and then we'll go on ahead and grab some more of those. And I think we're good on assembly machines, we're good on turrets, we're good on missile turrets, and we're good on backup ammunition. And then we're just going to come right down here, and we're going to make it all right here, because this is probably one of the best places for us to actually make this. We might just have to move our oil belt a little bit off to the side, and that'll be fine. So in order to get this kind of as compact as I possibly can, we need to have three different inputs. We need a sulfuric acid belt, we need a light oil belt, and we need a graphene belt, kind of all on the same side, in order to make plastics and graphene. It's an end product, and I would like those end products to be right here. So we're just going to go on ahead, and we are going to run ourselves a belt from here to here, here to here, and here to here. And this is where we're going to start getting into some of the design work aspects of this game all. So the first chemical plant that we're going to put down, the first 4 are going to all be for plastics, and then the next 4 assembly machines are going to all be for graphene. So if we take this, we do plastic, we take this, and we do graphene. Is graphene also made in a chemical plant? The ratios on these: 1 per 3 seconds, 2 per 3 seconds. So 2 machines would be 4 per 6, 2 per 3 seconds. So yeah, that'll be fine. This is also made in a chemical plant. Yes, it is. And it just requires the sulfuric acid. So I think instead of this, given that they're both going to end up being chemical plants, is we are going to move this back one, put 4 here for plastic, 2 belts in the middle for the outputs, and then 4 more of these. What? Alright, sure, that's fine. Looks like we're gonna have to increase the spacing. Make it match. And then actually, I have one more idea here. And that is to have one belt on either side, 3 belts in the middle. And do that. Kind of like what we did with the fuel over here, we're gonna do with these guys. Because plastics require energetic graphite, and graphene requires energetic graphite. What we can do is we can have the graphite here on the center belt, like that. And then we can have our outputs here and here, like this. Output 1 for plastic, 1 for graphene. And then on the outside here, we're going to have our sulfuric acid input. And on the outside here, we are going to have our light oil input. Nice and perfect. Then, of course, we're going to need to extend these belts the entirety of the way out. Kind of like giving an input of the design process here for you guys as well, I have to say. I always enjoy giving the design. Alright, fine then. That instead, if it doesn't. And then we'll do this instead if it doesn't want to as well. And then actually, these can all be downgraded. It's just the input belt that's gonna need that. And in order to get 6 per second of the graphene, or the graphite going in, we're gonna need to have 6 flanking smelters on either side. So we, of course, are going to need some foundation work to happen here, which is fine. Except for the fact that I've run out of foundations, because I feel like I always run out of foundations. So I always try to carry just a stupid amount of foundations on me. This. And then we're gonna want to have 1, 2, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, I'm missing those as well. That's fine. I'll go get more later. Again, this is going to be our sulfuric acid. This is going to be a belt of coal. This is going to be a belt of coal. And that coal we can probably source from here. I'll just need to upgrade some belts and upgrade some routing, maybe change around some positioning, and that'll all be fine. This, of course, is going to be energetic graphite. And the reason why I know that ratio is because if we take a look here, it's 1 every 2 seconds, so we need 2 to make 1 per second. And of course, it's going to take 2 belts of coal as input because it's double the coal as it is energetic graphite out. It is a 2-to-1 ratio, as it's called. And that will take care of the graphite input. Now, you can kind of fill out the rest of that by inspection. This is a very simple, just light oil belt input, so that's just going to be really nice and simple. And then these guys are going to require a little bit more math than the last ones, which is great because I'm a PhD student in aerospace engineering. I'm really good with math. So this needs 1 sulfuric acid every single 3 seconds, so that is 0.33, and we have 4 of them, so that is a little over 1 per second. It's actually 1.33 per second, so 4/3 of a sulfuric acid per second, and that's what this belt is sulfuric acid. If we take a look at the recipe for sulfuric acid, we see that we get 4 every 6 seconds, which is 2 every 3, which is 1 every 1.5 seconds. If we up that to 2 machines, then we're going to get 1 every 3/4 of a second, which would be 2, not quite 2, but 1 1/4. So it looks like we're going to need 3 of these machines. I'll honestly just go on ahead and make 4 for simplicity's sake, and then we'll also remove this belt. And the other reason why I'm going to do 4 is because symmetricality's sake as well. So we can just have this happen, we can have this happen, this will go around and go in like that, then this belt can just go right on over the top. We're going to come down over to here and grab our sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is going to come out like so, and then it has 3 inputs, one of which is water, so we can have 3 inputs running along the side like this. We can, of course, I'm gonna go on ahead and move this because I don't like the look of that. Aesthetics are everything in factory games, in my opinion. And then we'll go on ahead and just use inserters of full Mark II capabilities right there. So now that we have all of that already in, we can go on ahead and copy that over to the rest. The light oil, which is going to be coming off of this belt right here, it looks like we will have the ability to just go on ahead and put down a splitter right here, like so. Split 1 part in, 1 part out. This can come around on the higher altitude and then go in. We can have our water, by the look of it, right here. How much water do we need, actually? Taking a look at this again. We need as much water as we have that, and each of these produces 50 per minute, so a little less than 1 per second. So we'll go on ahead and just put down 4 of the suckers. Why not? This is always the part that I hate about water extractors, is the fact that you have to individually export them, and you need so many of them that it is just an absolute pain. Looks like I need more belts, so I'm gonna fly on back and get more belts. Look at our giant factory. This thing is huge. I mean, we're gonna have multi-planetary logistics happening at some point in time. So that's a whole other thing. And then, of course, as well, we need twice as much input of stone as we do sulfuric acid, and that is going to come from right down here. Of course, I'm going to place some turrets to help gather that. And then last, but certainly not least, we need to actually input our light oil, just like that. So I'm going to go on ahead, I'm going to do the rest of the coal routing, I'm going to get all of this set up, I'm going to run power, and then we're going to have graphene and plastics set up and ready to go. I'm also going to go on ahead and queue some research real quick. First off, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that, can do that, which is nice. More blueprints. More drone flight speed, very nice. Mecha cruise, it looks like this is allowing us to go into space, and I think I'll probably end up making a save and going for our dearest of friends, the Hive, and within the Hive we will be able to take a look at what the heck the Hive actually even looks like and does. I'm actually kind of proud of being able to do such things. So yeah, I'll get the rest of this set up real quick, and then I will be back and we will see it in all of its glory. See you soon. And with that, the final inputs are making it. We just need to add the rest of the stone line here. I can already feel the difference of my robots, which is very nice. And we have plastics, and we have graphites. Or graphene, rather. I always get the two confused. And you'll notice that throughout the course of the series, that I always get the two mixed up. I'll say the wrong thing, and as I switch back and forth between factory games as well, the same exact thing is going to happen forever and always, and that's just kind of how it is. So there we go, we've got sulfuric acid, we have our first graphene being produced. That feels amazing. We should hopefully see that the belts begin to saturate over time, because I believe I have overbuilt my ratios. Obviously I have overbuilt my water ratios and all of my other ratios, which feels very, very nice. And our oil has, once again, of course, been deadlocked. Which means that our research has officially been bottlenecked. But that's okay, because we have uses for all of our oil and things now. Small-scale uses, but uses nonetheless. And that makes me rather happy overall that we finally do have some uses for these things. And it does say specifically in the blueprints for the oil that this is what is meant to happen with all of your excess light oil, because excess light oil is going to be a thing that you have. It is never going to be a thing that you don't have. You're always going to have excess oil when you make red science, especially in the early game. So this is a really, really good way to have a use case for that. In terms of things that actually use it, I don't think we have any yet. The Reformed Refine gives you more light oil from hydrogen, which is something that we will be using later in the game. Essentially, you just take the light oil and the hydrogen that gets cracked from the oil, mix it with a little bit of coal in order to turn that hydrogen into light oil. And then that light oil is stuff that you can use later on. And then, of course, there is the X-ray cracking, in which you take the hydrogen and the light oil from previous cases. You allow it to mix together to create more hydrogen than light oil instead. And you can go through the Reformed Refine process to help out a little bit with that as well. And that will give you the materials that you need for the red science cubes and a little bit more for deuterium later in the game. But I'm getting ahead of myself. In terms of things that we can actually use with this, we can make the assembly machine Mark IIs. The issue is the fact that we only have assembly machines Mark I at the moment. What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? I saw shadows. What are those? What are the shadows? Am I going crazy? I saw shadows. I saw shadows. It looked like the dark fog was checking me out, maybe? I guess not. In terms of them adding things, they have added the high energy laser tower. They did not have a high energy laser tower at first. Raider camp, ranger camps. So they've added another raider camp, which is a little bit concerning. What was I just talking about? I was talking about stuff that we could use the graphene for. So assembly machines Mark II would be nice to have in smaller capacities, but it's not something that I am, like, absolutely dying to accomplish. You know, it's not something that is exactly on my highest of priority to-do lists here. And then, of course, the oil as well is still working, just as it is intended to have been working. Is this working yet? It looks like it is. I have light oil coming off of the belts now. I have some hydrogen coming back in, so that is very, very nice. Oh, man. In terms of stuff to do from here, I guess the only thing that I can really think is to set up my own personal logistics grid, as well as set up some more prototypes for all of the Babs. The Babs could definitely use some of those guys for defensive purposes here. I think that is definitely a good idea, and I can keep the rest in my inventory, just for inventory purposes. And pretty much the next realm of science that we're going to want is the yellow science, which requires titanium, and also requires the ability to go to other planets, which I do now have. So let me go on ahead and fly up. Actually, hold on. I did unlock it, did I not? But also I'm going to want... Cool. Yeah, give me some of that wonderful, wonderful fuel. Can I not go into space? I guess I can't go to space yet. I thought I unlocked being able to go to space. Where was that? Oh, it's right here. Okay, cool. We're working on it currently. All right, in that case, I will be back as soon as that research has concluded, and we will go check out the Dark Fog Communicator, which is decently far from us, but not egregiously so. I think it would probably be better to go there, and I definitely want check it out. However, I am definitely going to make a save first. That way, if things backfire on me, I don't lose all of my stuff. So yeah, we'll wait until this is complete, and then we will go check out the Hive for ourselves. See you soon. It is time for our inaugural flight.
In cruise mode, you can fly the mecha to different planets or planetary systems by following the arrows in space.
Here's where we want to go.
Hold Shift to accelerate, or S to slow down. You can also press Q, R, or hold the right mouse button to fly sideways.
Let's just take us down right there. That'll be perfect. Now I can unlock my cursor. I can do that. And I can shovel some better fuel into my receptacle here. Get some better stuff. And then we, ladies and gentlemen, are on our way to the Dark Fog Communicator. Wait, what? No, that's not where I want to go. The Dark Fog Hive! That's where I want to go. I want to go to the Hive. Oh, hang on, I need to save. let me make a save. I've already left the planet behind, but that's okay. It's only half of a canonical distance unit. I believe the AU is like 20,000 meters or something. Essentially, it's the distance between the starting planet and the star is kind of how I like to put it. So I guess the planetary communicator was directing me here, which is definitely going to be our first expansion, because it has a little less than 3 million silica ore, a little over 7.5 million titanium ore, and a really good wind energy ratio overall. None of the rest of this stuff matters too much to me at this moment in time. And then it has a decent little bit of iron. So I'm so excited to take a look at this thing up close and personal. Look at it. Oh, energy shield. That's a really good timing for that. Hello, friends. Plasma generation tower. What in the world? Photon receiver. Uh-oh, they're scrambling. Why are you scrambling? Don't. Oh! Just wanted to get close!
Lost connection to center brain. Mission failed. You can continue from your previous saved game, or use metadata to redeploy or reassemble Icarus.
What?
To redeploy, center brain will dispatch a new Icarus to the landing point on the initial planet. To reassemble, center brain will reassemble scattered components into an intact Icarus and retain all items in the inventory.
Are you serious? Oh, that's awesome. Wow, they really did just completely and entirely murk me. Yeah, that's all way farther than I would have liked. Yeah, let me load that save I made. I'm so glad I made that save. Wow, they just absolutely demolished me. I wanted to get close and like really see it and identify all of like the different components and stuff, but they were having none of that, man. They wanted me nowhere near the center of the Hive. That is absolutely bonkers. All right, we're gonna take another pass at it real quick and just try to like see exactly what we can see, if anything. And if we are not successful again, of course, we're just gonna have to call it a day. And that's just gonna have to be that. Let me get close enough to really get some stuff read here, right? Like that's what I want. Oh, there we go. I can start to read things. So, Lancer port. I'm sure that's great. The Lancer port is one of the spaceports, probably. Yeah, Lancer port, high production efficiency. So yeah, those are like these guys. One of the two. Photon receiver. So those are receiving power. Lancer port, plasma generation tower. So those are defensive points. Central core. So that's probably where the actual relay stations and stuff communicate to. More photon receivers, a bridge for the connection of materials. Wow, holy cow. Humpback, defense unit, flies tirelessly with the Hive. No Humpback has ever left the Hive to attack engineers. So the Humpbacks stay as defensive units, and then of course the Lancers are the ones that actually go off and attack us. Wow. You know what? We're gonna go on ahead. We're gonna turn back.
Research is too slow.
Yes, I know research is too slow. I do not care about research being too slow. We're gonna head back. That was a very informative journey out to the Hive. But I'm gonna go on ahead. I'm gonna head back to the base, and we will deal with these guys a little bit more in the near future. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, evidizien, ciao, and goodbye. Please have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day. Get some sleep if you need to. Don't forget to stay hydrated. This video is in the bag, and I will see you guys in the next one. Oh, I can't wait to take the battle to space, but we are a long way from that. Later, y'all.